Greetings from Saint-Gaudens, France. We want to give you a quick snapshot of what God has been doing this past year. France is a secular country, and many people here have little to no biblical background, but the gospel still works. This year, we've seen real encouragement in our church. Attendance has increased over the past months, and many Sundays we have had the auditorium full. Even more importantly, we're seeing people grow spiritually. Some even persevering through serious health trials and choosing to stay faithful to Christ. Our youth group and Bible club continue to be great outreaches and opportunities to share the gospel. About half of the young people attending are not from the church. That means every week we're able to clearly present the gospel to teens and children who might not otherwise hear a clear presentation of the gospel. Both Karis and Ian have a real love for the Lord and serving the Lord, and it is interesting to hear them pray, how they pray for the people of the church, how they pray for their friends. And what's really neat is they are inviting their friends from school that have no religious background at all. They are getting them to come to a youth group now, getting them to come to the Bible club. There is no possible way to do ministry without Melissa. She is the one that keeps everything together. To be able to have a children's ministry, she is the key element within that. She's the one that keeps the home functioning. She's the one that keeps me up and running too. What's really neat is she has a real desire to accompany young teenage girls. And with our daughter coming into that age bracket also, it is interesting to see her naturally go toward these young teenage girls and just sit down and talk with them, pray with them, give counsel in her quiet, non-intrusive way. So that is a real blessing to see how the Lord is using Melissa in the ministry. This past summer, we once again participated in the Tour de France outreach. We distributed over 2,000 John and Romans. A few years ago, a man showed me a gospel tract he had received at the Tour de France while on vacation. That's why we keep going. We sow the seed and God brings the increase. Beyond the local church, the Lord also opened doors to teach in Bible college in Canada and return to Ivory Coast to train future church leaders. We're praying for strong churches not only in France, but throughout the French-speaking world. And in the middle of all that, we've been repairing a several hundred-year-old building that is our church building. But every repair helps keep the doors open for the gospel to be preached. Would you pray with us? Pray for souls to be saved. Pray for spiritual maturity in the church. Pray for strength and endurance. Pray that God would raise up laborers here in France. Some long-term goals for the ministry here in Saint-Gaudens and in France would be to bring the church to maturity where it would have the opportunity to plant other churches out of our local church here. There are towns around us where people are traveling 45 minutes to an hour just to get to our church every Sunday. And so the goal would be to start local churches there in that area. So my dream would be to have not only just our church here in Saint-Gaudens, but out of our church to plant local churches and send out groups from our church and to establish local churches. The best way to pray for us would be that God would provide for our needs, not only physically, materially, but more importantly, spiritually. If we don't stay the course, if we don't stay faithful, if we don't stay renewed and refreshed in our spiritual walk, we won't make it. So pray that God would continue to bless spiritually and renew us daily because we are in a spiritual battle. It is a constant burden that we carry to serve the Lord in France in this context. So pray that God would renew us on a daily basis and that we'd be able to persevere. Thank you for partnering with us. The gospel is still powerful even in France. We're eternally grateful for you.